I'm making a junk journal art page with scraps. So I've started with an old calendar and I used this to create the junk journal, and I often use recycled paper, I guess probably 90%. And I've sped it up here so you don't have to watch the slow parts. And I'm just going into these little calendar marks and filling in some spaces, and I'm just grabbing whatever color interests me. And I also have glued on some newspaper from an advertisement of a grocery store. And I think that these different textures and fonts and colors and numbers and letters are all very interesting. I like scrappy things and I like found objects. So I'm going through, I'm coloring different places in, I'm outlining some of those glued on pieces, and there were also some spots that weren't glued on. So at some point, I go through and I start gluing those on. And now I'm taking the lid to a marker and I'm making some little Venn diagram circles on there with a stamp. I'm taking some magenta paint and I'm going to start going around some of these squares and putting in some magenta. And this is a very eclectic page. There's lots of color, lots of shapes, lots of pattern and design happening. And this is truly mixed media because so far I've used scraps from newsprint, I've used stamps, I've used markers, I've used paint, and here I am gluing down some of those spots that are not adhering as well as I'd like. So I think mixed media is interesting and it's great for me, somebody who is a multi-potentialite, and one of anything starts to become very boring for me. So this mixed media palette and art form really is very satisfying for me to use. And actually I love all the different elements of art, so I like that I don't have to just stick to one kind. I think mixed media is a great way to use lots of different types of art supplies. And I'm randomly going in and I've decided I'm going to put some of that really bright yellow here because this is the center of the page, so I kind of want the viewer's eye to be drawn there. Subscribe and follow along.